going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday evening. Man, you know what? Oh man, I'm kind of wondering if I should have did this, man. I might go ahead and start my drink early. I hope you got something. I'm gonna start off. I said shout out to Stella Ireland. I'm gonna go with a heart. You know, a harp. I don't know if you can see this right here. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with that today. Imported from Ireland, as you can see. Shout out to Stella Global. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get started. Before I jump onto it, what's up, Harold? What's going on, man? How you doing? Before I get started on next Tuesday, I want to go ahead and plug. I've got a new live coming out. Moan Tran is coming out with a asset-backed stable coin. So you don't want to miss. It's gonna be built on Stellar, it's interesting, man. They already got accounts with Fidelity, and so it's a lot of activity happening on the Stellar network. So look for that. That's gonna be Tuesday, 11 a.m. Montran building an asset-backed stablecoin. I believe it's gonna be the first asset-backed stablecoin. You got multiple assets backing it, so you're gonna make sure to tune in for that one. But let's go ahead, man. I've got my buddy here. We've been good friends for the last couple years. We've chatted many times, but I said I gotta hang out with him one time and interact with him, with the people. Everybody, please welcome the one, the only, Matty Sats. What's up, man?
What's happening? Hey, Sam. Thanks for having me, man. I'm glad to be here. What a pleasure. I got a little vodka soda. Cheers. Thank you.
Nice.
Excited to be here,
man.
And I dressed up for the night too. Look at that.
I see, man. You got the throwback.
Up. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 2017 edition, baby.
There you go. See, you gotta make sure if you let me see if I get here right here. You gotta get one of these Yeti beer holders. There we go. Yeti beer holders. Yeah, man. They keep it nice and cold for you the whole entire day. Perfect for tailgating, man. I see you're always with the Seahawks, so you're gonna want to make sure you get one of these to tailgate with, man. Those are good to go.
I like it. Is there one with like a Stellar logo? Maybe I could get. Is there like we can work on that? Maybe.
Hey, we can make it. Yeah, we'll make it. We'll
work on that.
Yeah, man. So yeah, definitely, Harold. Shout out to Matt. Welcome him to the show. Man, let me start off and ask you a couple questions, man. How long you been with in the music industry? I see that you always rep iHeartRadio.
Yeah.
So talk about that.
Yeah, I've been doing in the music industry almost like since I was a teenager. I worked in radio in my early 20s. I was in the concert industry from my mid 20s all the way through my 30s. So I traveled around, touring with bands and settling on behalf of Universal Concerts, doing big shows from the Beastie Boys to Kid Rock and Elton John.
Beastie Boys? Wait, Beastie Boys and Kid Rock and Elton John?
Dude,
man.
I've all these different artists, dude. I've hung out and smoked weed with Snoop Dogg. Dude, I could tell you stories.
Man.
Actually, I probably shouldn't tell stories because that could be embarrassing to some celebrities. But yeah, so I did all that, and I've been in radio. I still do radio. I've been doing radio now on air in Seattle, I think, for close to 20 years now. 20,
wow,
I think. I don't. I'm old, dude. I'm old. There's a lot of gray here, so. But so
I don't know, Brandon. Maybe Brandon's asking if you're gonna do any rapping. I said maybe after a couple drinks, we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know, man. He saw that video, I guess, huh?
Yeah. Wow, man. Exactly. I know Beastie Boys. I was a major fan of Beastie Boys. Still play their tracks.
Oh, there classic stuff.
I love one of my favorite albums was when they did the crossover. What was it? It was like when they had the punk, almost like a punk rock album.
What was it? Yeah.
I can hear it in my head. Oh man,
I'm gonna have to go Google it. I'm gonna download it on my iHeartRadio app. Hold on a moment.
Shameless plug.
Hey man, I gotta work it in, man.
That's right, man. They pay the bills. So in addition to iHeartRadio, quantum economics.
Yes.
Everybody out there, Matt, he jokes around, but this guy's he knows this stuff. He knows this crypto. Yeah, look at him. He's not acting like he doesn't. No, he knows.
I'm an idiot,
stuff. Trust
dude.
me. I've been talking to this guy for years. He's no idiot. Trust me. Tell us about quantum economics, man. You've been involved with that for a little while.
Yeah, I'm just kind of helping out there on the side, just kind of doing goofy videos and just trying to help educate and share the information that that the brainiacs behind the scenes there, who really crunch the numbers and do all the hard work and the analytics and the heavy lifting. Man, I'm just trying to share that. And I look at my role at QE as like I'm that dude that hands out the free sample of the sausage at the end of the aisle at the grocery store. Like, hey, you want to try it? And then you like it, and then you go and you get the newsletter and you subscribe, and then you listen to all those dudes. See, don't listen to me. I'm an idiot, but listen to the smart. That's all I do. So, but there are brilliant people there. Monty Greenspan, formerly of eToro, stepped out on his own.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So he's on his own. He launched this whole firm, and he's got a gang of people, a team around the globe working 24/7. Analyzing stories, researching stuff, and it's not just even crypto related. They're talking like oil. I never knew about oil. Most I knew about oil was watching the TV show Dallas, right? Like, JR, the hell. But these guys, and that's why I'm blessed, because I'm blessed to be there. Like you, we were talking. I get to learn from these really, really smart people. So if the fact that you even think that I'm smart, that's very kind of you. But I've just listened and learned from way smarter people, dude. That's all I did. I'm a retail guy. I told you the story. I'm a retail guy. Didn't know anything about anything because there ain't no books to read really on blockchain and how to self-custody. So I had to jump in and figure it out. And I got into the Stellar community in 2017 on Reddit. And there were some really great people there in the Reddit community in the Stellar family who just like really took me under their wing and helped me out. Like Lily Nut was one of those. And there were some really great folks who moderated the Reddit community as well. And I learned about them, staking. Man. Yeah. The Reddit community is solid. So I learned so much from them, and they were so good. Like, dude, as a noob, the one time I made a mistake and sent like a wrong transaction someplace, and the guy from the Reddit community of Stellar, he was also in charge of one of the inflation pools, Luminance, at the time. And dude, like, hooked me back
Kyle.
up. And
probably Kyle, man. Kyle was over Luminance back then. Yeah, he was SDF now. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that hooked me back up, and I was always told it's gone. You ain't never gonna get it back. But I emailed him like, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm a stupid idiot. Dude. And so I was like, man, I just fell in love with Stellar, and I just love the whole idea of decentralization and cross-border payments, and then just being able to tokenize assets and what just all of that just has really was what kind of caught my mind and my attention back in 2017 with Stellar, what they were doing, and then some of the other projects, obviously.
Yeah, Stellar has really grown, man, and what I've always respected about them is that, they focused on building the product. I mean, because for years, from 2017, really until 2019, they've been in building mode. They've been building in code mode. And so, in my opinion, I mean, they really kind of went public, so to speak, in 2019. And so when Danelle got brought, because prior to that,
Danelle came in, yeah.
Yeah, prior to that, I think they had like 12 people, and they were mostly coders, right? They're mostly coders. And so Danelle came in mid-2019, and then from that point, they started to build out the staff and the network, and they got an incredible team. So definitely shout out to that entire SDF organization.
Yeah.
Man. They've got a great, and also, I mean, there's just so many people that are building on the platform now, like we were talking. So it's exciting to me to see where it is today and where it's going to be heading.
Can I ask you some questions? Because
man,
you're like my go-to guy when I think like Stellar. You are like the ambassador. You should be like Jed ought to like get you like on the side. Like you could be like the the pseudo news host for all the content of Stellar. Man, you need your own like show doing this. I mean, you do, but I mean, like seriously, like Stellar needs to So I want to ask you about some Stellar projects.
Oh, look at that.
Horizon.
Hold on, listen. He's looking at his notes.
Man.
He's going through his notes. He's getting nervous.
I came to DYOR tonight. I came to DYOR and drink. So that's what I do. I do crypto and cocktails.
Go ahead. I'll try to answer what I can answer. Yeah.
Horizon 2.0. What can you tell me about it?
Well, I think it's huge, and a lot of what it's going to do is it's make the interoperability a lot smoother. Allow for different applications to utilize Stellar in a more smooth and efficient way. Possibly even open up to a lot more use cases. So I mean, it's fresh, it's new, and actually, another plug. I'm working with. I was talking with Lauren over at SDF, trying to get one of the engineers on. So we'll work to do a show on all the different details of it. But very exciting, very exciting. It's you know, it's another example of how they get feedback from all the people that are building on Stellar and are able to make adjustments to make things easier. So yeah, absolutely, great update, great update.
Somebody asked me, and I guess I will ask you because I think you probably have a way better answer, probably more thought out and educated. The single most important feature or asset of XLM, and when I say asset, I don't mean like, you know, something built on top of it. I mean the a feature, I guess, is when I say asset.
That's a good question. You know, it's I mean, I guess on you know the tokenization aspect of it in general, I think is incredible about Stellar. They make it really easy for people to tokenize any sort of assets. But what makes it unique is the DEX. The DEX of Stellar is what really makes it unique. I mean, once we start to get to a point where you have, okay, already right now you have various stable coins, right? So you got multiple currencies. You got Germany, you got in Africa, you got in Latin America, you know, Mexico, North America, Canada, you know, even over in Asia now, we're starting to see stable coins that are being created. So you have that aspect on it. Now you're starting to bring on different assets. You got real estate, stocks, bonds. Okay, you've got I mean, you even have even farm life now. There's somebody that's tokenizing farm animals, right? There's somebody that's that's coming up with the farmers market. You have golds, precious metals. Okay, so you think about that, right? You've got businesses that are building on Stellar. Okay, you have businesses that are building on Stellar. So you know, whether you go into the Acoin community, right? So they've got their own universe. You got Velo, they've got theirs. You've got TFC. You've got, you know, so you got all these different businesses that are on Stellar. Now, now you think about it, as that continues to grow and expand, and there's plenty more that's being built. There's things that I can't even share today, right? That are
sure,
built,
I get it.
Right?
I'm not asking for inside information. Maybe a little bit. Maybe just a little bit.
But you think about it, right? So now you get to that point. Now, all right, think about it. You're old school like I am in crypto. When you first were getting into crypto, did you not buy Bitcoins because pretty much every asset was tied to Bitcoin on an exchange?
Well,
if you wanted to buy something,
you had to.
Okay, right?
Yeah.
Right. It was the most liquid exchangeable item on pretty much every exchange. Okay.
Yep.
So if you're on Stellar, the XLM is the most liquid. It's the most liquid asset on the network. And so it's eventually gonna create a world with the Stellar DEX with the path payments to easily and efficiently interoperate into all these different assets. To me, that's where the magic begins. When I'm able to go ahead and say, okay, I got 100,000 in XLM, and I'm prepared today. I'm gonna go and buy some bonds. I'm gonna go buy some real estate. I'm gonna go buy some coffee. I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm going to Turkey. Let me go ahead and switch over into their currency. You know what? I'm flying out to Mexico. Let me go hop on Saldo. Shout out to Marco and transfer into the Mexican peso. I'm about to go down to Brazil. You know, shout out to Tomas. Shout out to Tomas. I'm gonna go hop into that currency. So, to me, it's the Stellar DEX, man. I think that is, you know, gonna create a whole world, and you got the anchors. As you can tell, I might be a little bit passionate about it. So I think that's exciting.
I do agree that the DEX was one of the things that I think way back in 2017 when it was first kind of coming out, 2017, 2018, that I remember, you know, and we were even kind of talking about it before. It's one of the the only places that you can get smart lands. So
Yes,
I mean,
right.
gotta love the decks and gotta love me some SLT, baby.
Yeah,
Got me
yeah,
a
yeah,
bag of
yeah.
that. I forgot I had that. I put it on the shelf back in the
They
day,
just
and
put
I'm
it
like,
back. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Over
All
in
right.
Stellar Global, all I see is people just, they have a shout out to Amir. He put this bot in there where you can just put little commands and, percentage SLT
Mm-hmm.
USD, and you see it pop up on the screen of where it is right now. So yeah, there's just so many, man. Yeah, I didn't even mention Smartlands, what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think
I
that's
I got
incredible.
another question for you. Obviously, everybody is talking NFTs. Even my
Yeah.
mom is doing an NFT, for crying out loud. Where what's Stellar doing? Stellar's got some NFT thing. What's up with this? Tell me about the Stellar NFT thing.
So, right now, where I see, NFTs are being used, but
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of work I know being done. Shout out to Fred over at Lightment. He's working on a marketplace for NFTs
Okay.
because Lightment has basically created this gaming ecosystem, right?
Mm.
And think about it. So right now, like my kids, they play Xbox. Okay, if they're
Mm-hmm.
playing, let's say Madden, and then they go to Apex, and then they go to what's the other one they play? Modern, I think it's Modern Warfare or something like that. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, they killed me last week, man. Your kids are really good.
Yeah, they're
They
really
spawn
good,
camp
man.
me. They
Yeah,
spawn camp me, man.
yeah, you got to watch out for the 8-year-old, man. He's the most deadliest one out there. But yeah, but yeah. So right now, all those markets are fragmented, and so you know
Right.
you're constantly paying. So what he's utilizing are NFTs. You can have one from one game. You can get it on the blockchain. You can put it into the
Okay.
game and use it. You get all the attributes. I don't want it
Mm-hmm.
anymore. I want to sell it. Let's say you worked your behind off and you're bored of the game. I want to sell it now. I want to trade it. So where I think that Stellar is working on, I've talked to some folks, is creating a standard for the NFTs.
Okay.
Because like on ERS on Ethereum, they have a standard. I can't remember the exact figuration. Maybe somebody could chime in on exactly what the figuration is, but there's a standard for it, and so I know that's in the works. And
Okay.
it's going to be cheaper, faster, more efficient, and so I personally think that when NFT marketplace really launches on Stellar, it's going to change it. I think it's going to have a bigger impact than people think.
Really?
Yeah,
Any idea when this might launch?
I do not, but keep.
This year. This year.
I would expect it. I would, and that's just my personal.
Right.
There we go.
Yeah.
Thank you, Harold. ERC721. See, I appreciate the community. I love you guys.
There you go. Good
Yeah,
looking,
so
Harold.
that's what. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it, Harold. Yeah, we need to get a standard, and so once that gets set up, I think it'll make it a lot
Okay.
easier and make it come alive. So
Okay. Other big news that I hear that I got to ask you, hit you up. USDC Stellar. Talk to me about this. I'm excited. To me, this is I'm a big speculator, so I'm gonna do what I do, and I'm thinking, with Visa and payments and USDC and Circle, and I'm just like, woo, what are you doing? What are you thinking? Tell me what's up.
yeah, I'm excited about USDC. One of the things that we talked about before coming on is the caliber of people that are involved,
Mm, right.
in building and working on Stellar and with the Stellar Development Foundation. These are very sharp people. Now, USDC, because Stellar's core, mission. There's a lot of other things going on, but the core mission is a payments protocol. It's payments. It's
Yeah,
being
it's
able
like
to.
the TCIP of payments.
Yes, that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
The key that's been missing is the ability to really, as use it, right? To utilize it on a normal basis and with businesses and have that kind of integration. USDC has been doing a lot of work and is way ahead on that. They're working towards a lot of strong business ties, a lot of strong use cases to utilize the USDC. Stellar in particular is ready for it. They've got the system, they've got the technology, They've got the legal frameworks. They're working with folks like Finclusive. I don't know if you saw, they just announced basically they're creating a suite. So
Okay.
Amit Sharma with Finclusive, he is if you don't know him, you better know him. He's
I'm a get him on my LinkedIn right now. Hold on.
yeah. So he worked with
I just LinkedIn him, linked on him, or whatever you call it.
There you go. Yeah, linked on him. He worked with the U.S. Treasury. That didn't sound right. So he worked he worked with the U.S. Treasury. He worked with the U.S. Treasury. He was part of the original group that did the AML, anti-money laundering.
Oh,
yeah. He was there when it's being created. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like 9/11, like he was part of the whole team. So
okay.
So think about it. This person who's
this dude is
okay. He's serious about legalities and all the different things that come across with it. He has a company called Finclusive. Their mission, their sole purpose is to make it seamless for businesses to utilize blockchain technology and make and create and access to banks, ACH, and all these different things, right? Okay. Now, which blockchain did he choose to align with? Stellar. Okay. So he's also working on this a rules book where he's got like I think he's got over 100 and he said this publicly, over 100 and something organizations across the world. Okay. That are a framework, a rule book of how these things should work, right? And so to connect back to USDC, he's partnered with Stellar to create this suite program where it's like a one-stop shop. They're going to ensure that businesses are able to load up and utilize Stellar, access to banks, the whole nine. They're also what they call a non-asset issuing anchor, so they can help businesses on and off ramp, seamlessly from Stellar. So, I've heard some talks of people saying, oh, this whole USDC announcement and nothing has Brandon, let's take a drink, boys. That's right. What you drinking on, Brandon? All right, I'll take one for you. There you go. There's a lot of talk about things haven't happened yet, but trust me, man, it's serious. It's a lot of work going on. So
I think a lot of times the sentiment that I found, and I think this was a little bit kind of even maybe what I felt, that things were progressing slowly. There wasn't enough communication, or maybe there wasn't enough information or transparency between the devs and the community and what was going on. And honestly, for me, part of it was like, I just kind of like lost track a little bit of what was going on because it just in the whole cycle of what was happening in 2018 and 19. And, it was just, I think that's why what you do and what you bring that information, you bring that transparency, and I think you kind of that conduit, maybe that like I said earlier, that spokesperson in a way for them that can kind of help disseminate that and break it down in a way that's easy for idiots like myself to go, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Well, it's when like I mentioned, I'm definitely not a maxi, right? I'm well aware of all the different protocols out there. And I'm a fan of a lot of them. There's a lot of protocols out there that I'm a big fan of, and I hold tokens in and whatnot. But when I really started to deep dive Stellar, and understand what they were building, and to me it resonated with me because, as I mentioned to you, I've always been an entrepreneur. I've never had a W-2 my adult life. And I've learned the hard way many times, through business, and I've dealt with so many different hurdles, and I just feel like that Stellar really understands, and not just blockchain. This is the problem that I see with a lot of chains and a lot of projects out there, is that they a lot of projects come across with just a technology perspective, right? And a lot of them don't make it because they don't understand how in a lack of a hard, I guess the easy way to say it is how the real world works. And so with Stellar, you got to understand, has a legal background. I mean, she debated at Oxford. You know,
Yeah.
she's top grade. You have their COO legal background. You have their legal counsel, which is, work with, the Attorney General, FBI.
Hmm.
I mean, so
Yeah.
these aren't rookies out there. These aren't rookies, and so I think a lot
Right.
of what happens is that, when you're dealing with real organizations, when you're dealing with government entities, when you're
Hmm.
dealing with that sort of thing, you can't. Unfortunately, there you
You
can't
can't
hype
have
things.
that kind of transparency.
Right. Well, you don't want to hype things up,
Right.
and I mean, and it's just like, for instance, if me and you were working on a deal right now, all right. Let's say me and you had a big business plan. I wouldn't go and start tweeting about it, right? I wouldn't tweet about
Hmm.
it
Hmm.
when our deal is done. Like, okay, when Jay Z
Jack. Yeah.
and Jack,
Entitled.
okay, how long do you think that deal was going on?
Yeah.
A long time.
Yeah.
That didn't just happen this week. That was a long time in the making.
Sure.
You don't
Yeah.
talk about it. You negotiate, and you know what I mean. You go back and forth. You can't have insider information. You don't want to hype things up. The overall environment of crypto is very touchy, and so
Hmm.
you want to act accordingly. So I think that's what
Sure.
it is. But trust me, there'll be a lot of information, a lot more information coming out soon. I've got another interview with another SDF member
Okay.
coming out this month. And
Nice.
so, yeah, so there'll be some more transparency on some things there. I've talked to another major project that's timing up with some stuff in the summertime. So yeah, I mean, there's gonna be there's a lot of things that are happening, and they're more than willing to come out and chat about it. So look for more this year. Look for more this
Well,
year.
I got to assume that there is more coming because when you look at what Grayscale is buying and the amount of XLM that that those folks over there are accumulating, I got to imagine that Michael Shaughnessy and the folks at Grayscale are big fans and they're riding the rocket. You know what I mean?
I can't confirm nor deny, but yeah, they do their thing over there.
They do like themselves some XLM. What happened with IBM WorldWire and IBM Blockchain and Stellar? Like that was like I was hearing this, I was excited, I was what
So
happened?
it was a pilot. They had so IBM Blockchain WorldWire was a pilot,
Hmm.
and the pilot ended, I guess, sometime last year. At the time, and this is from talking to a couple different folks. I actually had somebody on last week, Carmel, who worked with IBM and was the business development for IBM Blockchain WorldWire.
Oh, okay.
So at the time, um, there was, like, I guess the regulatory environment was still, kind of, it wasn't solidified at the time.
Gray. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and
Oh,
so I
gray.
think that had a lot to, as far as what they can do with it. What I do know for sure is that the relationship is definitely not severed. There's projects. So IBM has gone more cloud based, right?
Hmm.
They made a big
Yeah, they just
acquisition with
recently they
Red
just
Hat.
shifted. Yeah.
Yeah, Red Hat, and I mean, it's a smart shift in my opinion. I mean, you know,
Mm.
number one, what Stellar allows, you can tap into. There's not necessarily a need for IBM WorldWire itself to be a middleman per se,
Hmm.
right? There's still projects that are on IBM right now where IBM is utilizing Stellar. You see Hyperledger, which they're part of, integrating
Mm.
Stellar. So I mean, the relationship, is still there. It's still there. But
Hmm.
yeah, it was just a pilot, and I think that the major advantage with the pilot is that you got to think from 20. Well, I think they connected back in 2017, right? From 2017
Hmm. Hmm.
to last year. I think it was, what, last
Yeah.
year maybe. I mean,
Yeah.
you
Right
or the year
about that.
before, right?
Might have
So
been the year before, I think.
yeah, you basically had, some of the best minds. I mean, matter of fact, I mean, a lot of what we utilize today, stable coins, the structures, that's IBM.
Mm.
I mean, people can hate all they want. I mean, I can't remember the guy's name unfortunately right now. Who was over the IBM blockchain
Jesse Lund?
department. Shout out to Jesse Lund, but it wasn't Jesse Lund.
No.
Now I got to look it up and see. Let me see. I might be able to find it real quick. But I mean, he was incredible. I mean, as far as developing and testing out and really building out the whole entire network. And so, he was a part of that. And so all that information, all that knowledge was put into Stellar. Yeah, not Jesse. Well, I'll find the other. I'll find his
somebody
name,
out there probably knows. Probably
yeah,
somebody
yeah,
watching
yeah.
knows.
He actually spoke at Meridian 2019. Let me see if I can find him. He spoke at Meridian 2019. Let me see if I can find him. But yeah, so yeah. I mean, so that's I guess in a nutshell. Yeah, that's pretty much in a nutshell.
Okay. Are there I'm sorry, hold on. I just
and while you're looking for that, shout out to Jesse Lund too, because I mean Jesse Lund was talking CBDCs.
Dude, that
was
guy
talking.
was...
I mean, before anybody else was talking about it.
Dude was light years beyond us, man. In 2017,
yeah.
I mean,
people weren't. Yeah, people in crypto they thought that he was making it up, and now look where we are.
Yeah.
And so I mean, it's it definitely wasn't it definitely was a great situation, and I think that Stellar benefited a lot, and those relationships haven't gone anywhere.
Nice. What is the biggest project that you see that you're most excited about with Stellar right now? Is there one project, one team, one community that has really caught your eye for 2021? I'm not trying to ask you to pick favorites because they're all, it's like trying to, there's lots of great stuff out there, but is there one in particular you're kind of like,
man, Brandon, yo, shout out, man. There you go. Yes.
Who should I be looking for? Who should I be
hold on one
looking
second.
for?
I gotta give it to Brandon Nitton. Yes, that dude is the realest right there.
Okay, that's the guy.
Okay, yeah, Nitton, man. He's sharp. I'm telling you, the man. He's a lot of what. A lot of what we're talking about. A lot of what we're. I mean, he was on top of it, man. So
right,
you got to give credit to people like him because like I said, all that knowledge is still there.
It's still being used. Yeah, being built upon.
Absolutely, and those relationships, like I said, haven't gone anywhere. And if you do your research on IBM, they've been behind. They've been behind. TCP/IP being chosen. The internet protocol. They've when America had to go to the moon. They went to IBM. When the credit card, the back of the credit card strip, when they had to get
Big Blue, man.
So say what you want about IBM, man, but yeah, you got to give them credit for their knowledge and their team, for sure.
Yeah, I agree on that.
So you were asking me about what I thought the project that excited me.
Yeah, because I'm just trying to. I'm like 2021. Is there projects that maybe I should be looking at? Something like I could go on the decks and like, oh, I should maybe get me a little bag of this. Is there a low cap gem you wanna like hit me to?
I'm not gonna plug a low cap gem or anything like that, but I would say, I mean, in general, there's a lot of there is a lot of projects to be excited about. I mean, and I will disclose. I mean, I'm not a part of these projects. I don't have any ownership or say so in these projects, so that's my disclosure. But in doing these podcasts, I get to really talk to folks and understand what they're doing, and the folks that I've talking to, I mean, these aren't rookies. They aren't rookies. They've been around a long time. They have extensive backgrounds in the fields that they're in. And so all of them every single one that I've sat down and spoken to, I think are great. I mean, you look at ClickWorld, what they're doing out in Africa. They've go back to that one. There's I'm trying to think what I can say. They've got a great ecosystem. And what I like about ClickWorld is that they understand the culture, the local culture, and they're building something. Sometimes, I hear businesses from outside that are coming in and trying to adapt Western culture to a local culture, and it just doesn't work. But I like how the fact that they're they're kind of coming from within and they're blending it. Who else
Okay.
have I spoken to? I've spoken with Smartlands. We talked about Smartlands.
Yeah.
I'm interested in what they're doing. I mean, I think that, talking with them helped me to get a better understanding of what's going on in Ukraine and, some of the unique legal frameworks that Ukraine recognizes that allows them to, do what they're doing as far as tokenizing assets. They're going to be doing, they have some plans for some stuff in Africa. So, that's interesting to watch. What Tomaz is doing with N tokens. Right now he has a stable coin.
Okay.
But
put that one down. I'm writing all this down, man. I'm taking notes.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, I mean, yeah. This Brandon says, TFC. I mean, yeah. Shout out to TFC. I spoke.
Right.
I've spoken to Steve, and for the record too. Man, is that these projects that I talk to, they don't pay me to do it. I don't ask for nothing to do it. It's really, really me reading and looking at, kind of that framework, looking up what they're doing and saying, hey, look, hey, let's talk. Let's get this out there. And, Steve was one of those guys. I think he was like my first interview I did. So apparently, he had a buddy of his. I can't wait to hang out with Steve. Me and you should go hang out with Steve out in Cyprus, man, because he's so chill. One of his friends apparently, one of his friends was a I think a skier or something. I don't want to quote it wrong, Steve, but I think it was he was an Olympic athlete, but it was a winter sport, right out in Canada. And he told them about the whole idea of having this app and this whole community based on a token, and he tried it, but it didn't work. And then later on, several years later, soccer. He was like, "Well, football." Let me say it correctly. Football. Let me not be so Western, right? Football.
Yeah.
And so he built this thing out, man, and created a token on Stellar. And what I respected, I said it actually today. What I respect about him is that, sometimes you hear people say, "Oh, I got a business and I want SDF to say my name, to tweet." He didn't waste no time with that. Listen, they're building a platform. You build your business, and that's what he did. And he's, you can use TFC like in stores for credits. You can go to KFCs.
Okay.
You can, even here in the States on the West Coast, they got a couple restaurants and places. So, so they're doing good. Who else? I'm trying to think. I mean, I talked to a lot of folks. I'm trying to think who else. I'll think of some other folks, but there's a lot of good products. If you look at any of my podcasts, I mean, definitely do your own research and look at those.
Sure.
But there's even more. Lightmint, I think is really good. That's the gaming one. And there's others that are out there, man. There's a lot of others that are in the drawing board right now with some big ideas. So. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I appreciate that. I got my little list here. I'm gonna go do some research. Awesome. What do you like outside of the Stellar Network? Are there other projects out there? Just your overall sense of the market and crypto in general, Sam. I mean, like, the price of Bitcoin, Ethereum, the gas fees. I mean, it's crazy.
I mean, it's. I think Bitcoin is. I like Bitcoin, of course. That's kind of where it all started. It's it doesn't hit the white paper, of course, and so it's kind of like now it's got the store value, and I mean you can't deny that there's a lot of money behind it. You have a lot of major, institutions, companies now that are putting it on the record books. So of course Bitcoin. I'm a fan of Ethereum. I mean they've got some hurdles right now. With the gas fees. I mean, you see some of these things where, people are spending exorbitant amount to send $50.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's crazy. But, once again, there's a lot of money invested into it. As far as DeFi, the whole idea of decentralized finance is exciting to me. It really is. I was, really at the very beginning was on Chainlink. I'm talking about when it first came out, ICO stage. You know, I was really big
Oh,
on
okay.
Chainlink. Dot loop, not dot loop. What's the
Polkadot.
Polkadot? It's dot. I was thinking dot. Polkadot. I've liked. I've really liked another one that I was on. I was really excited about early on was I like what Theta's doing, man. You know, a lot of people. That's another one people aren't talking about. Oh, shout
Theta.
out! Look at my man Zach. What up, baby?
Oh yeah, Zach has arrived.
Zach has arrived, man. What's up, man? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Solana, I'm not familiar with Solana, so I can't comment on it, but I'll definitely check it out. But yeah, I was gonna say Theta. I've always liked what Theta's doing is they're decentralizing, streaming, and that's a major issue. You got all this video. We're talking right now on video. My kids, they don't watch cable. They watch Netflix and YouTube and HBO Max and Paramount and all these different subscription features. Nobody, my wife's on the iPad watching stuff. So streaming is where it's at, and a lot of companies are spending a lot of money on it, and so they've got a real product that's working. And so I like what they're doing. Yeah, I like what they're doing a lot. I was in on that really early too. I've always liked what they're doing. I'm trying to think what else. I'm interested in like VeChain. I like they've been really big on tracking, on tracking and whatnot. So I think they're interesting. Trying to think what else. There's a lot of stuff out there, but like I said, there's a lot of different like DeFi. I think decentralized finance is really interesting. Simply because kind of going back to I really like Stellar because of the business and the business possibilities, right? With with all these decentralized finance, now it's like, okay, how do I get funding? If I want to get funding, if I want to get higher interest returns. Because inflation is a real thing. That's a real thing, and I'm not trying to.
You saw the words from Jay Powell this week, man. Got the market spooked, saying inflation's coming. It's in the cards.
Yeah, it is, man. It is. And I mean, I don't think
today.
Yeah. I mean, it. You can't print the way they're printing, man. I know. It's
and that's what I think kind of struck a lot of people by surprise today is that when the Fed comes out and says, okay, yeah, we see that inflation is now going to be in the cards, but then when you look at Bitcoin going down today, kind of goes against the narrative that we've all kind of thought or held true to. I think in the greater crypto community is that it's a deflationary asset, and when we see something like this happen today, it's like. I know it's left myself and some of the folks, at quantum economics, a little kind of like, okay, that's weird.
Well, I mean, and this is just my off the cuff kind of thought on that is that I still think a lot of the crypto market is tied to a lot of the same traders that are in traditional markets, and so. I think what we see a lot of times, and there's a lot of different factors going on, right? But I think part of it when you see this is, people are trading with leverage. And so when the market kind of goes down, guess what? They start liquidating because they got to fill positions. And so, I think you see that. I think you see that a lot. And then the overall crypto market is still very small, right? I mean, the market cap, I think for Apple, and somebody could fact check me, I think it's like $2 trillion, right? For Apple, one company, on the stock exchange, right? The entire market cap for crypto is what? Let's see, what's the entire market cap for crypto?
Yeah, we hit $1 trillion or something.
Yeah, we're at 1.4. So it's still a very very small market cap,
right?
60% of that is in Bitcoin.
Right.
So it doesn't take much to have movement, right? Thank you. See, fact checkers, appreciate you. 2.3.
2.3. Thank you, Harold.
Apple is 2.3 trillion. The entire crypto market cap is 1.46, and 60% of that is in Bitcoin. So it doesn't take much. You know what I mean? It's if somebody moves some money off of Bitcoin, it's gonna drag it down. And because a lot of things are tied to Bitcoin, it's gonna drag the market down. But I mean, I think that's just the way that it is until we get to a point where, right now we have a lot of fragmented exchanges, which I think, we have to figure this out somehow. Maybe just all come on the Stellar Dex, possibly. Let's just have, but we have fragmented, exchanges.
Right.
There's not a universal way of monitoring wash trades and different things. There's really no way of really monitoring what's going on. And so I think that in my opinion, once we start to have a more stable exchange system, and it's easier for capital to come in, because there's a lot of capital that still can't enter crypto. I've got shout out. What's up, Roman? What's going on, buddy? Good to see you, my friend. Shout out. I met him up in New York, as a matter of fact. Shout out to him, man. Love this guy. I've got friends that've got Stellar Dex, definitely, man. That they've got money, and when you got money and you've either inherited money or you've got them in trust accounts, you can only put that capital in certain places. You can't just can't put that money anywhere. And
or you can be like Scrooge McDuck and just take a big old bath
just
and
sit
be
on
like,
it,
yeah.
right? And so
money.
I think that once we get that opened up and we get some regulation and we get things approved, and
we need some regulators up in here. We need Nate Dogg and
unfortunately,
Warren G.
I hate to say that. I know Pump's gonna hate me for that. Yeah, I know Pump's gonna hate me for that, but but I mean, I think we need some balance, at least to allow some more capital to come in. Once we can see this market cap, of the crypto market cap, get up somewhere, 10, 20 trillion dollars, $10 trillion, $20, whatever like that, we can maybe start having some balance, and we might see a shift happen.
Well, I think another thing that you're going to see happen and might bring some of that stability and transparency is these ETFs. We've heard about the Bitcoin ETFs for a long time, and now more than ever, now I think all of a sudden we've got 4 that are like probably lined up. I know of at least 2. Big. I know our good friends over at Van Eck, Gabor Gerbach and Jan Van Eck over there. Those guys, I believe, are going to be the first ones, and I've been saying this for a long time, to have the first Bitcoin ETF in the States. I could be wrong. I don't know, but I think that they're very primed. I know that the CBOE just listed or filed whatever the paperwork is that they do, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm a crypto idiot. 400 and something. There's actually I think there's 2 in Canada, aren't there, Harold?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. We probably lost every single person, but but we're back. Yeah.
Well, Harold was watching. There was Harold and my mom. There were 2 people watching, Sam. That was it.
Yeah, that was it. It was
just Harold and my mom. But thank God that they were here. It was a wonderful show, and
it was great.
I learned a lot, though. I did learn a lot, seriously, though. Moan Train. Did I say that right?
Yeah, Moan Train. Yeah, so that's gonna be
Moan Train.
That's gonna be coming up soon. That's going to be a conversation on next Tuesday. Next Tuesday at 11 a.m.
Asset-backed stablecoin. Do we know what assets they are going to be using to back them?
I don't know. I don't know right now.
You'll find out. I guess you'll find out.
I will find out. I would definitely find out, and we'll chat about that. But I mean, I know that's going to be Tuesday. Different equity bonds and a whole bunch of stuff. So it's going to be interesting. And they say
bond market. Jeez.
Yeah, I know. But they're stable. But yeah, so I think we're going to start to see. We're going to see. They say that they have a mechanism where it should gain some equity. Over the year, enough to at least hedge inflation. So so that'll be interesting, man. And they filed with the SEC. They filed with the SEC and raised some capital. They just finished their capital raise. Okay. So it's interesting. Yeah, father-son team. It'll be good. It'll be good to check them out. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on a XRP settlement with the SEC, Sam? We haven't talked about this.
Yeah. I mean, You know,
Okay.
no, seriously,
Yeah.
no, seriously. Best of luck to him, man. Look, you know, when it came out, right? When it came out,
Yeah.
I sat there and I read the whole thing, okay? And I read the whole thing because obviously the number one question that I think everybody has is what connection could this have as far as with other blockchains, right?
Sure.
Like Stellar, right?
But if I'm
But
not mistaken, I think Stellar's already been deemed a commodity.
exactly,
Back in the day,
back in the day.
I'm willing. Yes, back in the day, back in the old school throwback days, it was already deemed a commodity.
Well, see,
Uh,
so here's the thing, right? Is that when you actually read the entire setup, right? When you actually read, what they're accused of, right? They haven't been convicted of anything.
mhm.
This is they're accused of. I mean,
Right.
there's clear differences in what, basically, the SEC paints a picture of intent, right? In that they paint a picture of intent, and what they're claiming in this is that they had the intent of not really building XRPL or building that out. Their intent was to sell XRP and pocket the money. That's what the accusation the accusation is.
Mhm.
And so yeah, and so yeah, so I don't know what's gonna happen.
Because
They
my
had an
friend Jimmy Junkcoin said that my friend Jimmy Junkcoin said that their whole operation was to just make a shit coin. So I don't know if
I
that's
don't know.
true or not.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
Jimmy
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Junkcoin
yeah,
just
yeah.
tweeted me that, and he said, "Hey, so
Yeah,
I don't know,
yeah.
take it from Jimmy Junkcoin."
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's I've you know I've never I've never really been too much into it. I never, me personally, I never saw what they were actually doing besides the
Mm.
coin and a lot of the stuff that
Yeah.
I saw in their community as far as the promises and the connections of what may happen.
Mhm.
And so I never really saw when like I said, when I do my podcast and I talk to these people that have been building on Stellar for the last
Years.
years from the beginning, a lot
Right.
of them have tried to build over there.
Hmm.
And one person told me, I mean, well, Andre, I'll say his name, Andre, who I interviewed. He said this on his podcast. He wanted to work, and they wanted to charge him, I think, 100 grand or something like that. So,
Mm.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, like I said, best of luck to him.
Yeah.
It's you know what I mean. But yeah, I don't think that there's really. I'm not worried about their case. It has nothing to do with Stellar
Sure.
or anything like
Oh,
that.
I know.
So,
Hey man, we just talking crypto, baby. I just want
yeah,
to know
yeah,
what your
yeah,
thoughts, what you're feeling on it, because it's just everything in
yeah,
the world of crypto that's going around, And I mean, if people make money on it, and God bless them, and they hold bags. I know friends that do, and people that I
oh
respect.
yeah,
Okay, whatever. Then that's you, baby.
oh
But
yeah, oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I think it's funny. I saw BitConnect coin is still trading. It was up 16%. No, seriously, I saw that. It was up 16%. Yeah, I'm serious.
oh my
I'm serious.
gosh,
I
all
saw
the
it.
new
Yeah.
folks who came into crypto, they totally missed out on that one, didn't they?
Man, that was. But yeah. But seriously, all jokes aside, best of luck to him, though, man. Best of luck. I have
Yeah.
no idea.
Uh-huh. I know. I can't help but think, though, just me. I gotta think there's gonna be some sort of settlement, man. I mean,
Everybody settles, man. It seems like
yeah,
the settlement. I mean, yeah. I mean,
Tether
yeah.
settled.
Tether, man.
Bitfinex.
Tether settled. But it's interesting. I mean, the Tether thing is interesting to me, right? Not the fact of whether or not. I guess the fact that within the community, right? Within like the
Hmm.
crypto community, everybody's always anti, the Federal Reserve's printing money,
Yeah.
right? But
Sure.
nobody is really cares about what Tether's doing. It's almost like they celebrate.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I never quite understood that. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, look. I mean, I'm not even talking about what impact it has on the price or any of those different things.
Hmm.
I mean, just shouldn't we all be curious as to what that is? I mean, what's going on with
I mean,
that?
Yeah, I think that's the whole point. Is if we want transparency, and that's what Bitcoin's supposed to offer us, and
Right.
blockchain's supposed to do, we should have transparency with that as well. So yeah, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
get that. And I think that kind of also part of goes back to centralized pre-mined shitcoins, which are CBDCs in a sense, right? I mean, let's just call them what they are. That's just fiat 2.0, bro. I
Right,
mean,
right. Well,
no
I
offense,
think.
but
Well, see, I have a different stance, a different viewpoint on CBDCs. Right, is that I don't believe that to go from fiat to complete crypto is just not how the world's going to work. Right, it's not going to happen. There's, I mean, and it's not just from okay, the Bitcoin and how great it is. Okay, fine, but the average person out there, they're not going to learn about addresses. They're not going to learn about
no,
crypto. They
nope,
want money in their hands. They want to
yep,
use it, right? And so the reality is that everybody else that's in the crypto, the top 4%, 5% of the planet, they're gonna see the investment side and the growth side. It's kind of like when I got into real estate. When I first appreciate it, man. When I first got into real estate and I started investing, you know what? I said to why isn't everybody doing this? Why are you renting? Why are you renting? Guess what? People want to live their lives. People ain't trying to do all that.
yeah,
So yeah, if you're an advocate of Bitcoin and digital assets, then you should also be an advocate for CBDCs. Why? Because that's going to get more people onto the blockchain.
sure,
And when more
sure,
people get on the blockchain, it'll be easier for them to transition into Bitcoin or any other digital asset that you want and transfer out.
yes. I would
So
submit this though to you, friend, that
yeah.
when that time happens, there's going to be a lot less Bitcoin for them to get though. So
It will be. It will.
That's the
But
problem,
once
man.
but once
That's the
again, man, guess what? Guess what? Google. Hey, Google the inventory, the available inventory of real estate in this country. We have
Okay.
almost record lows of real estate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Google precious metals. You cannot buy. You can't get. You can't. You're buying paper or you're trading on the stock. You
Yeah.
can't. You
Yeah.
can't get
Exactly.
physical
Yeah. You get
metals
right.
anymore, right?
Right.
And so I think that you're always gonna have those like myself, yourself, other people that get in early. I was buying precious metals years ago. I was buying real estate years
You
ago.
bought it from Peter Schiff, I think.
Shout out to Hey, listen, man. Shout out to Peter Schiff, man. He's making money, I guess. But but yeah, I mean, I was buying it years ago, and so I think that we'll be saying the same thing about Bitcoin and the other digital assets. Is that what we would have this time in history the people that are there enjoy the dips, enjoy these opportunities, and you're doing what 99% of people aren't going to do. But there are other great aspects of blockchain that can help. And going back to Stellar, right, is that even if you're not into the investment and the hodling and that's that aspect of it, you have projects like Stellar that are going to allow somebody that has a business. Like I have tenants. I'm an investor, so I have tenants, right? And so I may have somebody. I have tenants all the time. They work at Walmart or whatever, right? They don't have $5,000 sitting in the account, right? And so the way that the banks operate right now is that with $5,000, I then now have to, pay a monthly fee if I'm not spending enough money every single month. Either you have a certain amount in your account or you're spending enough with your debit card. Okay, so you have a high population, and even more so because every single month we have almost 800,000 people filing unemployment, right? So you have a lot of Americans, okay, who are, they get their check from, let's say, Walmart or wherever. They cash their check, right? They don't have a bank account, so they cash their check. They need the money now because they're already behind on their rent and on their child daycare, okay?
Yep.
So they cash their check at a check cashing place, okay? At a check cashing place, there's a high fee on that. Then they take that and then they got to go get a money order because they can't just pay directly with their checking account. So then there's another fee for that. So there's a lot of hurdles that I think that blockchain can solve. And we talked about other things like DeFi and with streaming. There's a lot of other use cases besides Bitcoin. So I think that there's some good stuff.
Yeah, and this is why I really like, and I'm excited by the USDC Stellar get together, hookup, if you want to call it that, because
Right.
this is just me, and I look, I love to speculate. I'll be the first one to say I'm the biggest speculator out here, bro. But I really do see the digital dollar is going to happen. And if you've listened to Chris Giancarlo, which I'm sure you
Yeah.
have, I mean, we're talking about it's going to be airdropped to you just like, anything right now. And it's going to be a digital thing right there in your wallet. And boom, there you go. It's the US digital dollar, and you can use it for whatever. Right.
Right.
And
Right.
and hopefully that would be USDC on the Stellar network. That would be, because
Right.
here's the thing, the Fed, those guys, they don't know shit about digital currency. They don't
They
have
don't.
anybody there who knows. So what they're going to have to do is they have to go probably bring somebody in from the outside. And who here in the States probably knows that better than the crypto dad, than Giancarlo, who's been working at the digital dollar project. So I don't know his tie, and this is just me speculating, but I like I said, we spoke earlier, Visa, obviously.
Right.
And then
MasterCard, and you got
yep.
MasterCard, and I mean they know, man. Yeah, this is it's. I was talking to my cousin. Shout out to Larry out there. We were chatting, and it's kind of cool because over the years we've seen, we've heard this talk of digital dollar, Fed now,
Mm-hmm.
and here we are in 2021, and these things are starting to become a reality. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's inevitable. It's inevitable. So yeah, it's exciting times.
I look at as I've matured, what little I have in the crypto market since 2017, I've come to look at crypto like this, like almost like precious metals and industrial metals. Like Bitcoin is a precious crypto, Ethereum precious crypto, and then the industrial cryptos that I would put Stellar in an industrial crypto kind of thing. It's utilitarian. It's it's kind of like what else would be an industrial crypto? Something I'm trying to think off the top of my head, but there's aluminum and there's copper. Okay, so those are still valuable, and they have there's price to them, and there's value, like I said, attached to it. Doesn't mean that they're bad. You can still own gold, and you can own some copper, and you can own whatever. And so that's how I look at crypto. I look at like Bitcoin as the gold. You got, that's the precious. That we know that there's only that much. Then there's other ones that I'm happy to use and exchange and transact in, because I don't think that Bitcoin is right now, or ever really will be, designed for a peer-to-peer going to pay for coffee. I think Stellar USDC is perfect for that, because the speed is freaking amazing. I don't want to,
It is.
And I don't want to have to.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to incur a capital gains tax when I go buy a cup of coffee to spend crypto. And if I can do it on a on a blockchain with a QR code or whatever, bam, yeah, XLM, man, it's done. It's fast.
Yeah. It's
super
there,
fast,
man. It's a lot of interoperability there, and I think it'll be easy. You have your digital assets, you cash that out to USDC. You have whatever your capital gains might be at that time. It's locked in. And then you have your USDC that you could then use and transfer into other currencies. And like I said, we go out to Africa. We want to go to Akon's Acoin community. We just transfer right there on the Stellar Dex, transfer into Acoins, and then go spend some money and go party.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing about Africa, man. They are like so hungry, and they get blockchain.
Yeah.
They really do. I was just talking to one of the guys from Quantum Economics this past week. His name's Wander Godzo. Dude's in Ghana, and he's kind of like our guy that covers the continent, so to speak, right? Blockchain in Africa, and so we got together on a call, and I mean, he's just telling me, just dropping knowledge on me left and right about how the youth all across Africa, but in Ghana and Kenya, Nigeria, they are just they get it. The mobile phones, and even when I was in Africa in 2009, they're trading the mobile minutes as a form of currency. So they skipped the home PC. They don't even have PCs. They got, it's all right here. Then they've had it on their smartphone for years. So he, just seeing the adoption there. And again, you look at like Jack Dorsey being what's so focused on on development in Africa as well with blockchain and digital currencies. That's just, man, it's exciting and it's exploding, and there's so much going on over there.
Well, yeah. Well, see, like for instance, this guy right here, he says nobody's using crypto to pay for things. The direct currency use case is invalid. Well, you got to listen to the whole entire show. I mean, I think that the number one thing as far as with crypto is exactly what we're talking about, and why USDC is so important. And once again, if you look in, let's say, in Africa, they are utilizing digital currencies directly for items. Like I had Andre with ClickWorld on the show, and literally you can right now from the United States send money from the States to Nigeria, right, or any country in Africa, and access it right from an ATM. So yeah, it's absolutely happening.
That's a bunch of FUD. I just saw again.
Yeah, Mark. He said, Mark. Let me see what he says. Mark Cuban made less than 400 when they
Yeah,
had
okay.
BTC. Well, yeah, I would agree. Nobody's using BTC. I wouldn't use BTC.
I wouldn't, exactly.
I wouldn't.
That's stupid. That's the whole point of why we
I wouldn't
use
use BTT. I wouldn't use BTC either. No.
No.
I buy the dips.
Yes, smash the dips. I buy the dips. I buy the queso.
Yes, there you go. All right, so he's coming along. All right, the networks that enable payments will win. Yes, we absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back with you now, baby. I'm back with you. But yeah, it hasn't happened with B. That's what we're saying. Absolutely. Yep, it will be. That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
Jeffy, that's what we say, man. We're saying that. So yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, man. I thought I lost you for a second. I was kind of worried.
I was like, wait a second.
Yeah. Hey, you watch the whole thing. No, you're absolutely right. Yeah, people aren't using Bitcoin. I think once again that's what makes what makes Stellar, I think, the unique case is that it can interoperate so easily with so many different currencies, and allow for that payment mechanism. I mean, I'll give you an example. Going back, we talked about TFC. People are using TFC. I mean, they're utilizing it in stores, at KFC. They're utilizing the currency, and I think that in some of the other chains that I've seen also, I was talking about outside of Stellar, where they allow you to use, they have a staking mechanism, so you can stake, and then it rewards you in like a partner currency that people could then cash out and use as they want. So I think that we'll see a lot more, and that's why you can't be a maxi out there. You got to really look at all various sorts of ways. So
I like to say I'm a maxi in mind, but I'm also open to other projects as well. I mean, there's obviously some things I think are shit coins, and I'm not going to go down that road.
Absolutely,
but
no, yeah, absolutely, they are. There definitely projects out there that really aren't. I mean, they're scams. Lack of a better, they're scams. They're just hustles. But I mean, I think that there's different buckets and usage out of that. And I mean, yeah, I think I would say this to the Bitcoin community, because I see a lot of that. A lot of the maximalism within that community is to remember how it was when we were first starting off, looking at the legacy system, right? All the folks from Wall Street and Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful.
Yep.
He's been bashing Bitcoin for years, but he
now he just reversed.
No, but listen, he admitted on camera he owned Bitcoin since 2017. Since 2017, right? And so this is so they played those games, and so it's like what I say to all the maxis is to be open to the entire space, because it's a big space out there.
It is a big space. There's lots of ways to make money, and there's lots of ways to make money.
Man. Yeah, I'm not a maxi. I own Bitcoin and appreciate Bitcoin, but it can't do what Stellar does. It can't do what let's say a VeChain or a Theta, like I said earlier, or a Polkadot. It can't do what a Polkadot's doing.
Yeah, I think I love the analogy of precious metals, precious crypto, and industrial crypto.
Yeah,
and I think that you got to have both. And if you don't, then Have fun staying poor. Did I use that right? Did I use that? I don't know. Tell me if I'm using that right or not.
Someone asked about how do you guys feel about Flow and NBA Top Shot. I just started really getting into NFTs.
Yeah.
Have you
kind of just talked NFTs?
Yeah. Have you seen NBA Top Shot?
Yeah, they're like sold out. It's hard to get. You can't.
But
it's like
it's crazy. It's like they're selling highlights, and so they're
Yeah.
like digital cards and they're highlights.
Yeah.
And hats off to them. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying NBA Top Shots, but I'm really into and I'm really excited about NFTs in general. I love artists, and the thought of artists being able to monetize themselves directly to the public is exciting.
Well, you saw what Kings of Leon announced. Their first album.
One of my favorite groups, man. One of my favorite groups.
Their new album going to be an NFT, man. And this is where I think the music industry and artists, dude, it's going to go crazy. But the issue though with NFTs that's going to come up is, and I brought this up talking with Brad Michelson over there on the crypto Twitter and a couple other folks, and I think Gary Vaynerchuk even brought this up, is that intellectual property rights are going to become an issue with the NFTs, and how does that work from region to region, country to country, where the rules are different or the laws are different, etc. So there needs to be some sort of uniformity along with that. It's a great opportunity, and I think really the other thing that NFTs can offer, and the potential is huge for, is real estate, mortgages, tokenized, all that kind of stuff. Boom, when you go to, gosh, man, all the paper you got. It's like, sign this. Oh, boom, QR code, boom. There you go, and all your mortgage paperwork's done and filed.
Yeah.
Bill Harris on PayPal called BTC a scam. Yeah.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah, Bill.
You know what? If you do your research, manipulation and putting people off in the wrong direction is almost like part of the game. It is. I think I told somebody the other day. I said it's like in basketball, flopping in basketball, or that corner that holds a little bit. That's a part. It's a part of the game, and so you can't. You can't listen. You can't listen to what the news says. You gotta do your own research and understand what you're doing, because trust me, people definitely are looking to capitalize, and they know when their words have weight. Trust me.
And that's why I always look at fundamental analysis more than anything. You can just look at fundamental analysis, look at hash power. That to me is one of the things, wallet addresses, just real basic things that you and I can just sit here in my parents' base room, whatever. I've had too much vodka now. Mom, I need another drink. Hold on, my mom's coming. But you know what I mean? That we can actually, get that information at our fingertips. You can look at the commits on GitHub if you want to. If you want to geek out. That's a great metric as well. So there's these ways that the average folk like you and I, we can do our research that way, and I think that's really the metric I use is fundamental analysis. Now, if you asked me to chart something, I couldn't chart shit. Yeah. I just know big green candles are good, red ones are bad. I don't know. And then this is the thing. This is why I listen to Monty Greenspan and the folks at Quantum Economics, because they know all this stuff, right? I just and I just listen. I'm like, yeah, okay. And then I'm learning that way, I guess. But that's that. I don't really claim to be a trader. I've never been a trader, and that's not my bag. NFTs could bring a whole new demo into crypto. Imagine yes. Dude, there you go.
Yeah.
Boom.
I think it is, man. I think NFT. Listen, I'm telling all the devs right now on Stellar, that should be your focus. Is figuring out how to get this thing up. I think that will be huge, because it's simple, it's fast. I just think it could be the biggest thing. Yeah, trust me, it's gonna change I put it this way. I've seen more like professional investors, executive type level folks get excited quickly and understand quickly the value of NFTs more than anything else. Faster than Bitcoin, faster than anything else. Like they see the business side of it. You know what I mean? Because even Bitcoin is, it's something to hold your money. And look, if Bitcoin goes from 50,000 to 100,000, it's a 30% gain. Okay, that's That's cool, but I mean, it's not insane, right? And
Right.
so, but so they're putting their money there, and they're gonna beat inflation. That's great, but they understand the business aspect of NFTs. I mean, it's gonna open up an entire new world of opportunities.
It's
Entire
a
new world of
whole
opportunities.
new world.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah,
It's like
Aladdin, man.
with that El Jefe just there was talking about Disney. I mean, that makes perfect sense. Marvel, well, they own Marvel, so yeah, they own Marvel, but like
They own
DC.
ESPN.
Yeah.
Oh, they own ESPN too.
Yeah, the
Never mind.
HBO, yeah. See, when I don't do NBA Top Shots, what I do is I just take my phone up to ESPN and I do that, and I just record it like that. Like, look at I got the LeBron James.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, but hey, people are, and I mean, I think that there's going to be some bubbles, bubbles with when it comes to the NFT market. But people talk about that as a concern. I mean, let the markets deal with itself. I think that in the long term, in the end, it's going to be okay. And I think it's going to open up some great things. I agree with you. There's going to be some regulatory and legal clarification.
It's going to be some bumps along the way in this.
Yeah. But it's here to stay, and so people take advantage of that. What else you got for me?
You know what? I want to do something. Because I'm getting short on time. I'm about ready to. I got to go take care of my mom.
Look, it's 9:20, man. Look at this. All right.
Yeah, no, my mom is not bringing me vodka yet, so I don't know if she fell down and broke a hip because her life alert ain't working. But I wanted to do something totally non-crypto related for you, man. Something that everybody we can just have some fun. And it's a little game show. We're gonna play a game today. You ready? We're gonna play a game, and it's called "Is it a brand of peanut butter?" I'm gonna give you a name. You tell me if you think it's a brand of peanut butter. You ready? Get a beer. Let's have a drink.
All right, go ahead.
All right. The first one. Great Value. Is that a brand of peanut butter?
Great Value. Yes, it's a brand of peanut butter.
Yes, correct. All right. Members Mark. Members Mark. Is that a brand of peanut butter?
No, it's not a brand of peanut butter.
Wrong. It is a brand of peanut butter.
Is it really? Okay.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah. Nom Butters. Nom Butters. Is that a brand of peanut butter? Yes.
I'm gonna say no. That's too obvious. There you go. All right.
It's not a brand of peanut butter. Okay. Justin's Peanut Butter. Is that a brand?
Yes, that's a brand.
Justin's. You're right. Congratulations. Very good. You know your peanut butter. What about this one? Sticky Liquor. Sticky Liquor peanut butter.
No.
You're right. It's not a brand of peanut butter.
I don't want to know what it is. I don't even want to know what it is.
Brad's Organic. Is that a brand of peanut butter? Yes or no?
Brad's Organic. Brad's Organic peanut butter sounds good. I like that one. Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Crazy Richard's peanut butter.
Crazy Richard's peanut butter. All right. Yes.
Yeah, you're right. He's on a roll. All right. Teddy Peanut Butter. Teddy Peanut Butter.
Teddy. No.
It is.
It was. Okay.
Teddy Peanut Butter. Peanut Mania.
Peanut Mania. I'm going to say no because it had peanut in there.
He goes with no?
No.
Yay! Thank you for playing, Sam. You know your peanut butter. Very good. I wish I could give you 100,000 stellar right now, but I've got it all, and I'm staking. Yeah, I'm staking right now, so I don't want to mess up my dibs on that. But you know a lot about peanut butter, which is very surprising.
That's right. I appreciate it.
That was fun. I enjoyed your knowledge of peanut butter.
Yeah,
it's almost as strong as your knowledge of stellar.
Well, I appreciated hanging out with you today, man. It was a lot of fun, and hopefully we get to do this one more time, man. It was really good.
I'm down to chop it up with you anytime, man. I love what you do. I love your education, what you do for the community, and Stellar, and just the blockchain in general, man. And you're a great friend. You're a good source, and I love what you do. You keep bringing good stuff out for all of us to share and enjoy. So thank you for having me on. And thank you to the Stellar community. Like I said, way back in 2017, man, y'all were the first people that took me under the wing in the Reddit community and hit me and equipped me. So, man, thank you, Reddit community. I love y'all. the Stellar community.
Old school,
Old
man.
school. Old school, baby.
Old school.
Shout out to Lily
El
Nut
Jeff,
if she's
man,
out there.
Everybody else,
Yeah.
man. Everybody out there, man. Stellar Global community. The entire
Yes.
Stellar family, man.
Jed McCaleb, I love you.
Yeah,
I
shout
don't
out
even
to
know if
Jed.
you watch Jed.
Yeah,
Give me a like
Shout out
on
to
Twitter.
yeah.
Danelle Dixon.
Yeah, shout out to Danelle and the whole entire team out there, man.
Oh, it's Zach. What about Stellar Zach?
Yeah, Stellar Zach. I don't know. We might have lost him in the last time we
Okay.
got cut off. I don't know.
Stellar Zach is cool. I remember him from the Reddit back in the day as well. He helped me out a lot too. So I got much love for y'all. I'm still hodling. I'm still stacking.
Good.
I know it's good.
Well, take care, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you again, Matt. Again, don't forget on Tuesday, I've got the guys with Moan Train. They got an asset-backed stablecoin that are going to be launching on the Stellar Network. More use case, and I may have some more announcements of some cool things. Maybe another SDF interview. So we'll see this month, maybe.
All right, fingers
I'll
crossed.
let you know. All right, guys.
All right,
Everybody take care. All right, hang on for 1 second.